Jerusalem. No UN chief has done more to secure the survival of a terrorist organization.
This post received a score of 4,500, with an upvote ratio of 78%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
A bit of a sensationalist headline, but it's baffling to me that Article 99 was used for the first time in 40 years for the Gaza war. Is it really much more of a threat to the global order than the war in Ukraine? Or on Syria? Or a dozen other terrible wars which were much larger in scale?
People were genuinely worried Putin would nuke Europe or blow up a fucking power plant. But, come on, everyone knows Jews are the real threat.
Putin did blow up a power plant. Giant dam over the Dnieper that fed the reservoir for the Zaporizhzhia power plant.
The fixation on Gaza is kind of strange considering many bombed-out cities exist this 2 decades alone.
It's all about money and political ties. If Algeria introduced a resolution declaring that the earth was flat and that Israel had flattened it, it would pass by a vote of 164 to 13 with 26 abstentions. Abba Ibn the UN has a massive bloc of Arab and African nations that abuse said bloc to bring near constant scrutiny and condemnation of Israel, for reasons that are quite simply, we don't like having Jews in the Middle East. Europe largely abstains, the US vetoes, and the process repeats. Members of the UNHRC have included Afghanistan, Pakistan, Iran, Somalia, and China. To imply any of these nations can lecture anyone on human rights is a joke.
All the more reason to arm the Jews to the teeth.
The UN is useless. To see how useless, Russia and China are on the Security Council, and one of them is actively involved in a war of aggression.
While I don't want to phrase it like that, I can't exactly phrase it any other way.
IMO pressuring Hamas to surrender and release hostages instead of demanding Israel to, please be more careful because we won't let refugees get away from war, would save a lot more lives, but I'm just some effing guy.
The UN is a fucking joke.
Yeah, no solution for Palestine after this long is proof of that.
There is a solution for Palestine, they just keep choosing terrorism and the UN supports their terrorism. They need to stop the terrorism and accept Israel. Failure to do so means Palestine will never be a globally recognized state.
This headline feels rather hyperbolic to me. That said, Guterres promised to stand up to anti-Israel bias shortly after assuming his role. He's fallen quite short of that promise.
Because the UN is made up of banana republics, look who the Ministry of Human Rights appointee is.
No president, prime minister in Israeli history has done more to hurt their position than Netanyahu. Trying to turn his country fascist and then Hamas attacks, Hamas who he financially and politically supported time and again. It's also like timing couldn't be better for the Russians. It's kind like Netanyahu couldn't have done more to hurt his right-wing religious theocracy.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.